Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you might be watching this video. For today, we were able to finish um, previewing or having the pre-activity. But let's have a quick recap what this lesson or what this video is all about. Okay, so you got to see these words, right? Okay, and then you were asked what you knew or what you know about these words. Let's let's could we hear again those answers? Okay, there you go. So these things are, you're right, kinds of research. Correlational, experimental, evaluation research, descriptive research, causal, survey research. Perhaps you have heard on your previous lessons, or perhaps you have encountered this actually in real life. You were got asked with a paper, with a written survey. Okay, so those things are kinds, are types of quantitative research. Okay, these are just a surface level. Mababaw pa lang. So, napakarami pang kinds of researches out there. But for your case, okay, we will just have a few of those. Okay, now let's move on. You can see here some lines. Some are broken. Yes, you have mentioned this already. Some are broken, some have arrows on it, some has a cross. Okay, what are those? What could that mean? What could those mean? All right, you were able to guess it. Let's hear your answers about the meaning. What could this be? Okay, there you go. The lines having a cross on it, okay, that looks are opposites. Yes, opposites. Um, Correlational to causal comparative, we could say that they are opposite in a way that the one answers how, the other one answers why. Okay, there could be confusion because both are comparing, both are relating two or more. Okay, but the other one is more of why, the reasons, causes from the word causal. The other one is correlating to factors, a phenomena, a variable, really relating more on the process itself. So why? The other one goes up, the other one goes down. Later on, we'll have that more. Okay. Another opposite is this, descriptive and experimental. Again, it was told to you a while ago that the other one starts in the beginning of the other one, and the other one starts at the end of the other ones. Okay, so it's like nagsimula ka sa dulo ng isa. Okay, so they are vice versa. Okay, let's find out that more later on. Next, we have here broken lines. Here, the experimental, and then the causal comparative research. What do we mean by that? We could say that experimental and causal comparative could be relatable in another version. Let's say they are in each other's another version. Why? Causal causal comparative is also under quasi experimental. You heard it right? Experimental. Both of them are experimenting in the process. Some are just grouped, some are just ungrouped. Okay, later on you'll have that more. But again, they are more of similar. Okay, they are just in another version of each other. We are just simplifying things, okay? Next, another version could be correlational and descriptive in a way that if you multiply descriptive research into two, okay, if you are finding two or more phenomena, then you are already in correlational research. Okay, that's their connection. And lastly, we have here arrows. Oh, arrows here, right? What could you say about the arrow where it is pointed? Okay, descriptive to evaluation and descriptive to survey. Now, what could that mean? Again, you are right. They are both in each other's umbrella term or under category. Evaluation and survey researches are under descriptive. Okay. Now let's have them one by one, pair by pair. Okay, descriptive versus experimental. Again, both of them, they are what is their relationship? Okay, they are opposites. Now let's find out where is, because I have here sets of statements. Sets of statements. And then let's find out where is this? Where it belongs. Okay, let's analyze the first line. It says there, what is the clue here? Starts with a hypothesis. Ayan na, lumalabas na. Hypothesis. What do you know about hypothesis? Okay, scientific guess. Scientific guess. Okay. But is this proven already? Okay, from the word itself, guess, so not yet. Therefore, could it be proven easily, or when you guess, would it be proven instantly? Agad-agad ba? Of course, no. Okay. So what happens first? You try to guess first and then try to prove or deny it. And how could you prove and deny it? By experimenting. Okay, by a scientific process. Alright, so where could this word be? You could easily get the word from scientific evidences here. Okay, where? Of course, it will be experimental. Okay, next. Starts research by gathering evidences data before concluding a general inference. Alright, we have here the word conclude. Inference. Okay, conclude and inference. Could this be the same with the words guess and hypothesis? Okay, they are not synonymous, but they could be related in a way that it's a summary, it's an idea that is taught, especially with inference. You get to have inference when you have a basis. Nag-conclude ka, okay? You tried to have an idea based on some evidences that you have seen. So it's like nag-start ka muna. Kasi you can, with here, you started with nothing. So you gather first, okay? And then after you gather it, you try to summarize it, you tend to interpret it, and then you could get your conclusion, your general inference. So where could we put this? Of course, it's the opposite, right? So this will be on descriptive research. Now, you see now their connection or their opposite relationship. The other one starts with a hypothesis or a guess, a scientific guess, and then after that research gets the guess, now that's the only time the evidences will be gathered, the evidences or the observation, the testings will be executed. However, the other one, on the other hand, does not have yet. Maybe a question. Yes, there is a question. Everything will start with a question. Okay. But there's no conclusion yet. The other one kasi nag-guess na. So dito hindi pa. Okay? So, yon, nag-gather muna siya. And then, at the end pa, mag-conclude. So there. Did you get their oppositions? Okay, good. Now next. Under this kind of study are survey and evaluative research. Alright, if you are listening a while ago, you already know the answer for this. And that is, okay, descriptive, of course. Next, subjects of this category. Subjects of this study is mostly categorized to be compared before and after a series of tests. Alright, you have the clue word here. What could be your clue word? Okay? Yes, tests. All right, series of tests. And then when that word comes in your mind, of course, you would relate it to, yes, research. Of course, research. Experiment. Okay, so there you go. Hindi sumasama yung picture. Very good. In drawing. Okay, so there you go. Experimental. The other one, experimental. And lastly, it can be considered as the epitome. Wow, what do you mean by epitome? Okay, epitome, it's like the essence. Like when you hear quantitative research, it will you will remember it. Okay, this kind, and then mostly the things that you know about this kind of research or quantitative research, it will all pertain. Okay, majority ha, commonly. Mostly, it will pertain to that kind of research. And what could that be? Alright, that is descriptive research. Okay, so lahat yan, yung mga surveys, when you are summarizing responses, pulses, okay, those are descriptive research. Let's try to confirm. Okay, all right, and then you got the word here, surveys. That is your clue. What else? Ayun lang, response of a population. So survey, that is your clue. That's why these things are descriptive. Okay, and the other one, experimental. Okay, let's try to confirm this here. Alright, simply descriptive research finds out, or I don't want to use describe, presents, okay, the nature, characteristics, components of the population or a phenomenon. So that's why papasok doon yung finding of data, gathering first of data, surveying, observation, finding answers, before you could get something. And then those answers are not just answers of any kind of question. It's more aiming to find out some characteristics, components, features of something. Okay? Unlike With experimental, it's more of testing. There you go. Utilizes scientific method, okay, to test cause and effect relationships under conditions controlled by the researcher. So they're literally a test or in a product, okay. Let's say if your teeth will be more effectively used when you have brand X, brand Y. Okay, remember those commercials have you seen on TV? The other one, yung may pinukpok na shell. Okay, nung gumamit daw ng gantong brand. The other one does not use that advertised commercial. So, nasira siya. Okay, so it's experimental. What else? The medicine that's been proven right now, they are undergoing experimental research. Okay? Any questions? If you have any questions, you can just message me about it. Okay? Next, let's move on. Correlational and causal. Again, this is causal. It's not casual, it's causal. Casual spells like this. Casual. Okay? Casual. Casual, actually. But this one is causal. It came from the word, of course, what? Cause. So for you not to be confused with pronouncing it. Okay, very careful with that. Be very careful with that. Because you might be saying a different term. Hoy, ano sinasabi mong casual? Ano, may nag-casualty, may namatay, and so on. Okay, causal. Okay, causal, comparative, and the other one is correlational. Okay, correlational. Be careful here with the spelling. It's double R. Okay, so there. What is the relationship or what is the connection between these two? Again, they are, yes, opposites. All right. The other one is how, the other one is why. Could you guess? Let's guess. Okay. From the word how. Correlational answers how variables are connected to each other. All right, I know you are not yet familiar with variables, but let's use another term, maybe a thing, a factor, yung hinahanap. Okay, for instance, a variable example, your performance in math and your performance in English. Meron ba siyang relationship? Kapag ba magaling ka sa math, mahina ka sa English? Or vice versa? Okay, so those studies, correlational. The other one, tataas ba yan, mababa ba yan? So, it's more of how. Paano? It will also go to the, okay, let me get it na. For example, this example of this study could be finding out when a product is in demand during a situation. Do you know the law of supply and demand? Okay, maybe not yet in entrepreneurship, but during junior high economics, you already have economics, right? The law of supply and demand. Kapag mataas ang demand, mataas ang presyo. Kapag mababa ang demand, mababa ang presyo. So they are directly correlated. Okay? Kasi pag mataas, mataas. Pag mababa, mababa. Unlike pag mataas ang supply, kapag mataas ang demand, mababa ang supply. Kapag naman mababa ang demand, mataas ang supply. Syempre kasi hindi kailangan. So, marami nagkakawa. So, that is indirectly related. Alright. Correlational po ang nag-aral nun. Okay? Next. So, we already have two for the correlational. What about for causal comparative? Okay. You already got here. We already got the y. Therefore, this is causal. The why. From the word cause, again, cause. Bakit? Bakit nangyari yun? Ano yung dahilan? Ano yung sanhi? Okay? Why things happen? What's the origin? What's the cause? What's the reason behind? Okay, the reason behind the phenomena. This is more of, again, the cause. The other one is the process. Paano? How? Okay? But again, do not be confused with the words. They are comparing, they are relating two variables, okay? Two or more variables, but the other one is more on in-depth, an investigation, a scientific experiment later on that finds out the reason behind of something. For instance, again, going back to the experiment a while ago, bakit pumuti nung ginamit mo yung alam mo yung black powder sa ngipin? Bakit pumuti? What's with the black powder? Okay. Ayun. Causal comparative. Okay, and then, if you would try to compare it to another nung hindi na ginamitan, okay, so there, naiiba yung focus, naiiba yung aim. Okay? Causal comparative. Next, now another idea would come up. Okay? This is also known as ex post facto, which literally means after the fact. So, again, let's have another. We cannot have a study about causal comparative if it didn't happen yet. Kapag hindi pa nangyari. We can only study this using the prior or yung mga bagay na nangyari na. Events, phenomena that already occurred. For instance, ayun nga, naging black or naging puti yung sample, yung ngipin, yung pearl. Yan. Paano nangyari yan? So, nangyari muna yun bago mo siyang pag-aralan. What else? This is more of discovery. Again, discovering the phenomena already happened, why it happened, backtracking. Yes, backtracking. Okay, so after nangyari yun, after the fact, now, what happens now? What happens now after it? Okay, again, so you compare it from the past and then now. Ano yung naging result? Okay, ano yung naging result? Alright, there you go. So it boils down to the last one here. It's because you are finding the result here, the effect. Focuses first on the cause, okay, and then searches for the effect. There you go. Causal comparative. Again, both are relating or finding out two variables, but the other one, correlational, is more on the relationship. Yes, relationship din ang causal, pero this one relationship is more on the how, the process. Paano siya nako-connect, how they are connected. The other one is more of the cause and effect. Okay? Before the fact, how it affected or what happened because of that. It's not more on the relationship or each relationship. The formula. Okay? Kasi meron dong formula sometimes diba? Yung tataasan naman, yung correlational. Okay, there you go. I hope that it's clear to you. Do not be confused. Alright, let's wrap up correlational and causal with this. There you go. correlational, again, investigates the nature, relationship, or associations, ayun, associate, between and among two variables, ayan, there you go, without necessarily investigating into causal reasons underlying them. Hinanap mo lang yung connection nila, but not to the point of finding the causal reasons behind it. Okay? Without, ayan. Again, two studies. Kaya papasok later on yung connection niya sa descriptive. Later. Alright, next. Causal, on the other hand, already occurred from the past and now compared to some dependent or some variables. Now, what else? Okay, you can only use here pre-existent facts or yung mga nangyari na kaya hindi mo makokontrol. You cannot control the things or yung pinag-aaralan mo. Again, going back doon sa sample na ngipin or the pearl, yung pumuti, yung hindi. So, dahil umitim na siya, you cannot change it anymore. Doon ka lang magpo-focus dun sa part na yon. Ano yung meron doon? Anong particles ang meron doon? Okay, doon na lang. What else? Like a phenomenon of what happened before with the people, let's say in psychology, and all that. So, because it's already happened, okay, maybe let's say the number of people who maybe like put into accident or the number of cases of victims of the virus. So, yung pre-existing facts na yon, doon mo siya pag-aaralan. And then, it will be correlate or compared to this existed variable. But again, yung data mo noon, or yung data na nakuha mo, dahil sa past event, you cannot modify it. Mabubuhay mo pa ba yung mga data, yung mga patay na yun? Mababago mo pa ba yan? Of course not. Okay? Causal temporal. Are we good? I hope so. Let's. Alright. So, you can now differentiate descriptive from experimental, correlational from causal. Again, because they are opposites. We can easily distinguish them. But what about the connection to the other kinds? Well, a while ago, I am already giving you a glimpse, a hint about those. Let's find out. Alright. Descriptive and correlational. Now, I have here combined. Pinagsama-sama na natin yung mga statements under descriptive and under correlational. Let's find out kung ano yung similar. Okay. Hold on. Descriptive, we have here characteristics. Okay, nature. Oh, okay. We have here another nature. Hindi pala tayo makapag... Okay. There we go. A nature. Nature, characteristics, components. Okay, so let's say they also have here. So, there we go. The other one is like the other version. Remember? This is one only. Descriptive, kapag hinahanap mo lang yung isang phenomena, isang bagay, isang subject, isang variable. Later on, you'll know what variable is. On the other hand, if you are finding out two or more, and then relating each other. So, yung isa lang. Nahanap mo lang, ano yung nature nun mga yon? The other one, you got two. Okay? Ano yung nature nun first? And then you try to compare it. You try to relate the connection, the relationship with each other. Then you'll get correlational. Okay, what else? So, there, meron pa. Phenomena. Meron din ditong phenomenon. Phenomena is, what's the difference or what's the similarity with phenomenon and phenomena? Phenomena is just the plural. Okay, plural term ng phenomenon. Okay. Next. Okay, wala na. But that's it. Again, the main relationship or the connection of descriptive is that when you combine two descriptive studies or studying two phenomena in each, if you combine it, you will get correlational research. I hope you are taking notes about that. Okay, I'm not writing it. Next. How about experimental and causal comparative? Again, what are the similarities here? You got scientific method. Do we have scientific method here? Okay, what else? Okay, the very clue here we will get is here from the word experimental itself. Okay, quite ironic, right? But there you go. Cause and effect tests. All right, again, causal comparative could be also experimental in a way that there are testings, series of testings. Okay, we're in testings wherein you can control variables. Yung isa, nilagyan mo ng pampaganda, yung isa hindi. And then, ano yung magiging mas effective? Okay, and then finds out the cause and effect. So again, both of them has testings. Write it down. Both have testings, experimentations, and in-depth study. When you say in-depth, malalim. Okay? Literal, malalim. You are really investigating on what happened, why it happened. Okay? Experimental and causal. So that's their basic connection. Next. All right. We have the last one. Survey research and evaluation research. What is the connection with descriptive again? A while ago you found out that survey and evaluation research is under descriptive research. Okay, mentioned many times now in this video lesson. Survey research is basically finding out a pulse. Literally, what do you know about pulse? Gitna, yung pulso ng, that's why you hear pulso ng masa. Kung saan nagtatagpo. Okay. In biological sense, physiological sense, kaya may pulso kasi doon nag-i-intersect yung mga veins natin. Okay? That's why you can hear something about it. Tuk, 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 tuk. Yan, doon nagtatagpo. Parang intersection. Same with the pulse of people. Kung ano yung majority, kung ano yung iniisip ng nakararami, kung ano yung views, yung opinions ng nakararami. Okay, that's survey. So it's more on that. Gathers information about groups of people chosen from a sample or a population. Okay, there you go. You got unified response. Okay, the pulse is there. You already know what survey is. Again, just to clarify it, hindi porke gusto ng marami. Like what we know about social media nowadays, like it's more of bandwagon. It's not because many are loud about it or many are pushing it. Doesn't always make it right. Okay, let me reiterate it. Hindi porke gusto o sumasang-ayon ang nakararami, hindi palaging tama. There is always right and wrong. There is always a moral, a divine law about order, about things. Okay? So, ayun. When we are asking about certain views or debate, but when we are like finding out the average, like kung let's say marami ba ang nagsasabi na mahirap na sila or nagugutom na sila, ayun yung mga news na narinig natin usually, di ba? Marami nagsasabi ngayon, 10 out of let's say 7 out of 10 Filipinos says that they are hungry. Mga ganyan. That is survey. Yun yung mga kinukonduct ng SWS. Ano yun? Social weather system. Okay. Yan. System. So, yun yung mga hinahanap. Okay. Again, pulse. Majority response from a certain population. On the other hand, we have here evaluation research. We're in from the word itself, evaluate. Evaluate, judge, to criticize, to assess. Alright, to assess. Assess the effects, the impact, outcomes, or practices of policies, programs. For instance, if we are going to evaluate the effectiveness or the implementation of K-12 program, okay, kailangan niya ng maraming test, hindi nga lang experimental. Or evaluation research could use a lot of kinds here, like the experimenting in a way that nag-undergo ka ng literal na pen and paper test. What else? Survey in a sense na nagtanong ka kung ano yung gusto ng mga estudyante, anong prefer ng mga teachers, and all. But still, the focus of this study, so nagdaan ka ng maraming series of finding ways for your data. Okay? But still, the primary aim, again, yung goal ng research na to is to assess, to evaluate something, a policy. Okay, what else? Usually executed in developing or improving system in institution. Ayan. So, usually pang malawakan tong study. Hindi siya basta-basta gagawin ng kahit sino lang. Kailangan may authority ka doon sa institution na yun, doon sa policy na yun. Kailangan, usually you are the implementing agent. Ikaw yung nag-i-implement, ikaw yung nag-i-execute. For instance, I did this in the research department last year for the school year 2019-2020 because I am the research coordinator. I assessed the whole department, the performance of the teachers, how they teach, how they were able to give something to the students, and how did I do that? How did we do that? With my co-researchers, we asked through some students, and of course had a questionnaire with the teachers. There, nakita namin yung differences ng views ng student and teachers. And then, a lot of things to be improved on. Ayan. So again, because I am one of the implementing agents, pwede. I can have this evaluation research. What else? Ayan. Instrumentation. Ayan. Kasi nasabi ko dito is instrumentation, ha? Kung paano mo siya hinanap. What are the tools that you used? Instrumentation and procedures may not differ much from survey research. Yes, like we of course using. So, do you know rubrics, scoring? Diba? Yan yung ginagamit sa inyo ng teachers when we are evaluating your work. Yan, nakikita niyo yan. So, of course, when we evaluate something, there are some criteria to be used or to be standard, to be compared para makita, nakakapag-follow ba? Ayan. We have here rubrics. Rubrics are the scoring guides wherein criteria is used to evaluate kung nami-meet ba yung criteria na yun o hindi. Pasa ba? Ayan. Okay, that's for evaluation research. If you have any questions, okay, if you have any questions, just message me directly. All right, for your concept note, combine all the statements under each kind. Okay, I'm not spoon feeding it to you. So, effort din. Pag may time, balikan nyo lang yon, compile nyo, and that will complete your concept note number 5. Okay, I hope I am clear with this. And then again, reiterating the goals for this week, you should have uh, participated from the previous introductory activity, yung kanina. So, during live class, what else? But again, if you don't have it, you can just watch it here. What else? Watch this video right now. Accomplish your journal entry number 7, which includes your concept note number. This should be number 5. Okay, number 5. Okay. Personal notes about what I hindi lang concept notes na literal lang kokopyahin nyo lang, but what you have heard from me, the examples, the keywords that I have given, ilagay nyo yan. And then if you have something, some quotable quotes that you have heard from me, something that you can ponder off, you can also put it there. Lalagay nyo din yan. And what else? Narration, commentaries, your learning experience through this lesson on that day has, kasi naka-same date lang them. You could also write it there. Okay. I had a hard time. We had a difficulty with the internet. I understand. Yeah, I enjoyed something like that. You can put it. And lastly, you are to be reminded of the quiz that you should take on Wednesday. It will be opened on Wednesday through LMS. Okay, it's just that it's not yet sure if it's directly on the LMS or if you will be given a link to Google Form. Okay, for you just to log in to your LMS account. Okay, I guess that's it. We don't have again, you could just answer or you could just message me if you have any inquiries or concerns, questions. For this second, we are good to go. Goodbye. Bye bye.